Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Money Max account presentation presented by United Financial Freedom. The owners of the company started in the mortgage industry back in 1997, and they were considered the fastest growing or one of the fastest growing companies for a 3-year period in the Utah area. They realized the significance of a debt problem in America after so many people coming back and refinancing time and time again, using their home equity kind of like an ATM. Once they realized this, they went into development and research and launched the first version of the Money Max account program in 2004. I was the individual that did the beta test for 400 homeowners, and what we found was 1 year later, those original 400 homeowners that we had put on the Money Max account program were about 20% ahead of what they were scheduled with their analysis. Currently, we have over 70,000 people that have signed up to utilize the Money Max account program. Back in 2008, Ernst & Young awarded us Entrepreneur of the Year in Financial Services for the Utah region. And any of you that know anything about Ernst & Young know that their due diligence is very intensive, and the exact same companies you see here listed by their logos have been awarded that exact same recognition. So we're standing in good company with that. Disruptive technology. We've heard this term being thrown around, but I wanted to give you an actual definition. Disruptive technology is an innovation that significantly alters the way that consumers, industries, or businesses operate. A disruptive technology sweeps away the systems or habits it replaces because it has attributes that are recognizably superior. And I think we all know that everything you see on the screen is a disruptive technology and pretty new technology. And I'm sure every one of you has used one of these disruptive technologies probably within the last couple months. Well, I'm proud to say that United Financial Freedom and the Money Max account is one of those disruptive technologies as well. Tonight, we're going to review 8 banking principles. Now, most of these principles that I'm listing here, every single one of you have probably seen them or heard about them in one place or another. The difference, and what I really want to make very clear, is we were the first and the original company to merge all of these banking principles together into a debt elimination program that we call the Money Max account. So we're going to go over each one of these 8 banking principles, and I just want you to see this more as a system. I don't want you to get caught up on individual numbers and dollars and cents. I want you to look at the concept. I want you to grasp how powerful the concept truly is. So our first banking principle is closed-end loans. Now, it requires at minimum a full schedule payment. It allows payment in, but no money out. You can't make withdrawals. It's driven by an amortization schedule. Any money applied does not affect the interest charges until the following month, and it calculates interest charges from the month-end principal balance. So what do we really know about this type of loan? It's too restricted. It's too confined. A great example of this type of loan would be a mortgage. A primary or first position mortgage would be a great example of this type of loan. So let's look at the next banking principle, which is interest accumulation. You know, if I had a $200,000 mortgage, 6% interest, a 360-month term would give me a payment of $1,199.10. Now, I left the 10 cents off just around the numbers, but I want to bring it up because I know I have a mathematician or an accountant out there that's going to say, well, if he left 10 cents off the payment, what else did he leave out of the program? So just know the payment's $1,199.10. If we made every payment on time, we would pay back $431,677. Now that means we borrowed $200,000, and in interest alone, we're going to pay back $231,677. So the real cost of your new home is $431,677. Now, I don't know about you, but that much interest is not 6%. It's the way a closed-end loan is set up. I really have been a proponent of saying this is nothing more than the banking industry creating a methodology to gain more interest from the client. There's got to be a better way, and there is a better way. To pay back more than you borrowed is just ridiculous. So if we move on, I want you to see an amortization schedule of this particular loan. When we make our first payment, $199.10 goes to principal and $1,000 goes to interest. If we move to month 2, we can see that in month 1, that is 83% interest that you're paying in that first payment. If we move to month 2, we can see that your principal contribution only increases by $1. Look at what year 1 looks like. I want you to look at equity and paid. Year 5, I've paid in $71,946. My equity position is only $13,891. And that means by year 5, I've already paid $58,000 of interest just to get to year 5. Year 10, look at equity and paid. And year 21, this is what blew me away when I really started doing this. Look at the numbers here under equity and principal balance remaining. We have just now hit the halfway mark. Now, I don't know about you. If you look at paid, we paid $302,173. I don't know about you, but I think I've paid enough interest by that point. Now, I know many of you say $200,000, you can't buy a shed for $200,000 anymore. Well, I beg to differ with you. We did do the research and looked it up, and the average mortgage today in the United States is a $250,000 mortgage, and it sits, you ready for this, at 6%. But I wanted to give you an example of a $300,000 mortgage at 4%. In year 1, you're paying 69% interest. Year 5, you're paying 63% interest. Year 10, you're paying 55% interest. And in year 15, you're still paying on that payment 46.24% interest. And I just want to give you this example because there has to be a better way. And that's what we're really going to dive into today. Now, item number 4 on banking principles is interest cancellation. And what I really want you to understand from this screen is if you look at the columns that say principal and interest, I want you to understand that principal and interest are connected in an amortization schedule. So let's say I made my first payment in the amount of $1,199.10. That would give me a new balance of $199,800. Now, we all know that we can apply additional money to principal to reduce the amount of time and reduce the amount of interest that we pay. But I want you to see the connectivity between principal and interest. Let's say we made that first payment of $1,199.10, and then we took the principal for October, November, December, January, and February, and wrote one additional check or click the box if we're doing online banking for $1,010.54. So we're sending our payment of $1,199.10, and we are directing $1,010.54 to principal only. Well, look what happens since they're connected. You eliminate October, November, December, January, and February's interest charges. So what you effectively did was you saved $4,984 in interest by investing $1,010.54. So my question for you is, in any other realm of investment, would you invest $1,000 to get almost $5,000 back? And I think all of us can say, yes, we would. Well, let's up the ante a little bit. Let's say we made that first payment and we applied $5,000 to principal, making that first payment in the amount of $6,199.10. This is how this would play out. We had that original loan balance of $200,000. That's now been wiped out. We are starting with a loan balance moving into month 2 of $194,800. We are still contracted at 6%. We still have the monthly payment of $1,199.10. we should be on payment 359, but by applying that additional $5,000 to principal, we are now on payment 337 of the amortization schedule. That means we eliminated 23 payments. Our original interest to be paid back was $231,677. Now we're only going to pay back $208,373. That is a net savings of $23,304. And again, that begs the question. In any other realm, if you invested $5,000 to get a $23,000 return, would that be a good investment? And I think we can all say yes to that. Well, let's look at a different type of loan. We talked about the closed-end loan and amortization schedule and how it accumulates interest. I want to introduce another banking product called an open-end credit line. An open-end credit line has the ability to make multiple payments and withdrawals. You can put money in and take money out multiple times throughout the course of a month. It uses an interest factor to calculate interest charges. There's no amortization schedule. Money applied today affects the balance today. Remember that closed-end loan doesn't start calculating the interest charges till the month-end principal balance, and it calculates interest charges based on the daily balance. So probably one of the best examples we could give of an open-end credit line would be a home equity line of credit. Now there's a lot of other examples. A credit card would fit into that. But the home equity line of credit seems to be the most powerful vehicle to be used with the Money Max account program. Now, as you'll see as we proceed through the presentation, you don't have to have a home equity line of credit, but it is preferred for the system. Let's talk about the idea of banking item number 6, float and leverage. Everybody out there has a major credit card. And we find that many people nowadays are using that major credit card to do things like their gas expense for their automobile, their groceries. And then at the end of the month, let's just say we spend $500 on that credit card. We've gone out on a shopping spree. At the end of the month, we get our statement or our bill in the mail. What do we all try to do with the balance statement from that card? And yes, you're correct. We try to pay it off in full. And the reason why is we all know that if we paid that credit card balance off in full, then we are charged no interest. So what you all already know is there is a way to use the bank's money interest-free. What if you just thought about it on a broader scale, using it with a deeper application than just trying to pay off your credit card? The reality is the bank is allowing you to float the interest by paying it off, and you're leveraging the lender's money interest-free for a period of 25 to 30 days. So you all already know how to take advantage of this. But let's move a little bit further. Banks are smart. They understand the concept of no stagnant money. Smart investors do what banks do. Now, I've simplified it here. It's a lot more intricate than what I'm going to show you here right now. But it gets the point across. They move the right amount of money at the right time from one account to another account, and they let it sit for the right length of time. So banks do this by practicing what is called sweep account technology. Every day at the close of business, banks sweep all of the money out of checking and savings accounts, and they use that money to invest while you're sleeping. So your money is working for the lender, and typically they're doing investments with your money when they're doing this, because the banks know that money works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's the best employee you will ever have if it's working for you. It doesn't take breaks, it never complains, and it always shows up on time. Don't you think it's about time you learned how to bank like a bank? Number 7 on the banking principle is called offset accounts. And an offset account is an account that you utilize to defeat the interest charges on another account. Some typical offset accounts that can be used are home equity lines of credit, personal lines of credit, commercial lines of credit, secured lines of credit, unsecured lines of credit, credit cards, PayPal, checking and savings accounts, and some insurance products fit into this mold as well. So let's look at the basic concept of the offset account. Let's say I have that $200,000 mortgage and I have a home equity line of credit with $15,000 available. Now, I'm going to say something here that a lot of you are going to think that I'm crazy, but I'm going to back it up right after I say it. What would you do if I told you that you could use 10% money to pay off 6% money and you would come out ahead? Now, I know many of you are sitting there squirming right now going, that's just ridiculous. It should be the other way around, using 6% money to pay off 10% money. But what I want you to focus on is the 6% is a closed-end loan and the 10% is an open-end line of credit. Two totally different products. And let's see how this comes together. What if I was to borrow that $5,000? You know, I gave you the example of $5,000 saving $23,000. And it begs the question, well, yeah, it saves me that much money, but where am I going to come up with the $5,000? Well, what if you borrowed that $5,000 from your 10% home equity line of credit and paid that money to your 6% mortgage? Well, as you can see, the balance goes down on the mortgage, the balance goes up on the line of credit, but we still owe basically the same $200,000. All we have done is transferred $5,000 of the money from a loan that we cannot control, a closed-end loan, to a loan that we can control, which is that open-end line of credit. Now watch this. By doing that, we cancel the $23,304. We save 23 payments, but look at what happens. My monthly payment on the home equity line of credit is only $50 a month. Now, we know as we make payments to principal on the home equity line of credit, because it's an open-end line of credit and views the daily balance, that each time we pay money to principal, that monthly payment of $50 is going to go down. But let's just keep it at $50. So let's say it took you 6 months to pay back the $5,000. How much money did you spend in interest? The answer is $300 in interest. Well, you say, Mac, I don't know that I could do it in 6 months. Okay, let's say it takes you a year to pay back the $5,000 to the home equity line of credit. How much money did you spend in interest? Well, now you spent $600 in interest. Let's just be ridiculous. Let's say it took you 5 years to pay back the $5,000. In total interest, you would only spend $3,000 in interest on the home equity line of credit to save $23,000 on your mortgage. I guess the question is, where does that number start looking ridiculous? And that's when the interest on the equity line of credit would equal 30 years, and that would never happen in the scheme of how the product operates. So I hope you understand the difference between a closed-end and an open-end line, and how you can use 10% money to pay off 6% money. Now, we can also incorporate the idea of float into this same concept. So let's say you're using a credit card that has Sky Miles, rewards, cashback. So what you're going to do is you make $5,000 a month, that's your paycheck, and you have $4,000 in expenses. What you're going to do when you receive your paycheck is you're going to deposit it into your checking account and transfer it as a payment to the home equity line of credit. Well, the balance on the home equity line of credit is now zero. How much interest can they charge you on the home equity line of credit? The answer is zero. Let's say for our living expenses, we now use that credit card and get our Sky Miles, rewards, cash back for our living expenses. At the end of the month, we're going to get our credit card bill, and what do you think we're going to do? We're going to write one check from the home equity line of credit and pay off the credit card. And as you can see, based on our discretionary income, the new balance on the home equity line of credit is $4,000, and the balance on the credit card is zero. We move into the next month. We just wash and repeat, wash and repeat. All right, so let's look at something else here, because this is where it gets a little bit tricky for people. Let's say you had these debts right here, these 6 debts, and you were trying to get out of debt, which debt would you try to pay off first? Now, I made it difficult for you. I put them between 6% and 7%. And there's all different types of philosophies out there that you pay the lowest balance, you pay the one with the highest interest charge first. We've heard all the different methodology involved. But the reality is, whenever I've sat down with clients with this particular screen, I have had clients from a variety of backgrounds choose every single one of those debts as the debt they would pay off first. And the reality is this: paying off debt has a mathematical solution. So not everyone can be right. There is only one right answer to which debt mathematically you should start with to pay off. So how does this pose a problem for the average consumer? Well, no one has the systems to do everything I've just explained to you by themselves, including strategic payoff. Now, I'm not saying that you're not capable of doing something similar, but I want you to think about how much time you would invest just trying to figure out everything that I've already gone over with, and then determining which debt would be the best debt to pay off to get the best, I guess we could say, bang for your buck. No one has the time to do it on their own. It's too complicated to do manually. It's too complex to navigate for the average person. There's no strategic payoff if the average person is doing this, but we have the answer. Technology has caught up with personal finance with the world's first and only financial GPS. And I say only financial GPS. You will hear of other products on the market, but no one has an interactive debt elimination system like a GPS like we have. I want you to understand, with a GPS, when you put in your destination, it leads you. The GPS is leading you. But if you get off course, we've all heard it say recalculate. What it is doing now, when a GPS recalculates, it is now following you to try to get you back on track. The program tells you how much money to move, the Money Max account program, the exact dollar amount, tells you when to move it, the exact date, from what account to what account, the most efficient accounts, to help you calculate the most strategic mathematical solution to zero debt. Your financial GPS looks at every aspect of your financial situation: amount owed, term of each debt, interest rate, payment amount, income, and expenses. Your financial GPS, when unexpected events, join you in your financial journey, I guess would be a good way to put it. Things like medical bills, car repairs, life just happening. The Money Max account, exactly like a financial GPS, will recalculate and will begin to follow you to try to get you back on course to the representation of how much time it'll take you to get out of debt. Let's take a look at how this strategic payoff and cash flow actually operates. You have a checking account, you have your offset account, which we're going to say is a home equity line of credit. Your income comes in, the program decides how much money you need to pay your bills at that month. It directs you to send the rest of that over to the home equity line of credit, which reduces the balance. At another interval in the month, you're going to get another income that's going to go into checking. You're going to let the program know. It's going to tell you to send a strategic dollar amount over to the offset account and pay that balance down. Now the program represents that you have the right balance remaining on that offset account, that it can generate a funds transfer. It will look at all of your debts individually and simultaneously and tell you, as simple as a line item prompt, pay your money here. There is nothing that could be any more simple than just following the program. It does all the heavy lifting and all the work for you. So let's look at a sample client. We're going to say that our sample client has monthly expenses of $2,800. They have a primary mortgage payment of $1,199.10. So their total living expenses are $4,000. They currently have $5,000 of net income. And why do I put net income up there? Because you can't spend your gross. When we set up the program, help you set up the program, you are putting in your net income, not your gross, the money that you physically have to use. We put in the total living expenses, and that means that our sample client has a discretionary income of roughly $1,000. All right, so our starting dashboard on this client shows that our client can pay off in 9.9 years. They will pay back only $67,076 and have a potential to save $164,600. This program is set up with the $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest. Just so you know where we're pulling that, the $5,000 budget, $4,000 of expenses, $1,000 of discretionary income. I want to draw your attention to this line item right here. This is a funds transfer. What you're looking at is the action plan of the Money Max account program. Those two red arrows next to that line item of $6,387 indicate to transfer money from the home equity line of credit to your first mortgage. You see how simple that is? It just directs you what to do. Well, let's look at the impact of that. Let's say we added $6,387.93 to our second month payment, that payment of for $1,199.10 in the second month. Let's see what that would look like. Well, month two, after we did that in month one, month two, we would be having $232.04 directed to principal, and look how much the interest decreased. Remember, the principal on an amortization schedule for this loan was only supposed to go up $1 per month. But in 1 month, we elevated it by $31.94. I mean, that is incredible to be able to do that. We canceled $29,215 of interest, and we eliminated 29 payments with just that one funds transfer. So let's take it month by month. I'm not going to take you through a whole year. I'm going to take you through a couple months because I want you to get the flow of this and the understanding of the broader concept. We start off with our home equity line, our offset account with a zero balance. We're going to charge our $4,000 of expenses. Then we are going to take $6,387 from our line of credit and pay it to the debt that was designated, which in this case, for this example, was the mortgage. That gives us a new balance on our equity line of credit of $10,387.93. We pay our income, remember, as a payment to the line of credit of $5,000. That gives us a new balance on our line of credit of $5,387.93. For that month, we pay an additional $44.90 in interest on the line of credit, but we saved $29,215 and we eliminated 29 payments. Let's look at month 2 and 3. We start off with that balance of $54.32. We do our $4,000 of living expenses on our offset account. That gives us a new balance of $6,432.83. Our income, we're going to pay as a payment, remember, and that's going to be a reduction to the balance and give us a new balance of $4,432. For that month, we're going to pay $36.94 in interest for the use of the lender's money. Month 3, we start off with a balance of $4,469. We have our same monthly expenses, which brings us to a new balance on the offset account of $8,469. We put in our $5,000 of income as a payment, leaving us a new balance of $3,469. And for the use of the money that month, we pay $28.91. Do you see how the interest charge goes down each month? And do you see how the balance on the account goes down each month relative to that $1,000 of discretionary income that we set up in the budget for the client? The ending balance here is $3,498.68. Let's look at month 4. Start off with $3498.68, our $4,000 of living expenses, new balance of $7498.68. We put in our $5,000 of income as a payment, gives us a new decreased balance of $2,498.68. And the program here says, okay, you've got the balance down low enough on the line of credit. It's time to do another transfer, funds transfer from your offset account to your mortgage in this case in the amount of $4,231.62, giving us a new balance of $6,736. Over a 3-month period, we have paid only a total of $129 in total interest payments. I really want you to think about that. In interest, we've paid $129.90, but we have now canceled $45,666, and we've eliminated 46 monthly payments. Let me just bring you up to month 7 here. We have that balance of $4,874. We have our $4,000 of income. We get our new balance. We get our income put in there, reduces our balance to $3,874. It tells us in month 7 to do another funds transfer. The ending balance is now $7,785.94. In 7 months, the total amount of interest that we have paid to use the money from the equity line of credit is $320.23. But look at this. We have canceled $59,153, and we have eliminated 61 monthly payments. That is 5 years and 1 month of payments in just a 7-month frame by following the program. If we look at month 5, by the amortization schedule, we're actually on payment 309. If we look at month 7, we're actually on payment 308. Look at month 7 here. It drops us all the way down. Remember how that principal and interest are connected? It's canceled so much interest that by the amortization schedule, we're actually on payment 292. And by month 8, we get an additional principal jump of $20.86. Over the 8-month period, we've had a total principal jump of $81.02. Remember, it's only supposed to go up by $1 a month, and then it'll go up by $1.10, $1.11, $1.15. But to be able to increase our principal contribution in 8 months by $81, not only do we have a principal balance now of $183,516 because we paid down so much principal, but we're also benefiting that more money is now being applied to principal. This is our 8-month total jump. We've canceled $59,153 and eliminated 61 monthly payments. Our client's new dashboard reads 9.3 years to pay off. Interest remaining is only $60,424. They still have a potential to save $164,600, and they've actually, to this point, 8 months later, have paid off they've saved $59,153 in interest. You know, if you are not amazed by that, I don't know what else I could tell you to amaze you further. This program is the most robust program I've ever seen. It works every single time. If the analysis is run correctly, the client sets the program up as intended through coaching, and they utilize the program, they will always achieve at least the minimum results that they receive from their free analysis report. And if you look here on September 1, it's telling us, let's do another funds transfer of $2,934. So the program just cycles your situation. And what I want you to understand is if unexpected events occur, all you need to do is tell the program, and just like the GPS, it will recalculate every single number in your program for your display of the action plan. If you do real good on your budget, these funds transfers with the red arrows that you see will become larger and will become more frequent. If you do poorly on your budget, you overspend, those funds transfers will reduce in dollar amount and they will become less frequent. So, what do we compare to? Conventional plan versus the Money Max. In 7 months, your balance would be $198,585 on your conventional plan, just making your regular payments on that $200,000 mortgage over 30 years. In 7 months on the Money Max account program, our balance is $183,796. It would take you 5.7 years to reach a balance of $183,922 on the conventional plan, and that still falls short by a couple $100 as opposed to using the Money Max account program. With the conventional plan, you're 30 years. With the Money Max program, you're 9.9 years. Total interest paid is $231,677 on top of the $200,000 that you borrowed, making it a total repayment conventionally of $431,677. With the Money Max account program, you'll pay back roughly $67,077 based on the examples that we've given you here. So you have to make a choice. Choose one or the other. 9.9 years to pay off or 30 years to pay off. And I hope there's nobody out there that says they'd rather go 30 years, because if you take the 9.9 route, you save $164,600 and you knock 20 years off of that 30-year mortgage. I want you to think for just a moment. What could you do with 20 years of mortgage payments? And the answer is very simple. Anything you want. This is the way to go. This is a way to defeat the high interest charges of a closed-end loan. The program has been proven, but I'm here to tell you we have great news for those of you who do not think you could qualify for a home equity line of credit. You don't need a home equity line. You don't need a personal line. You don't need a commercial line. You don't need a secured line, and you don't need a credit card. The program has been programmed to now work with a checking and savings account just as effectively as that home equity line of credit. On a $400,000 mortgage at 4%, the differential in payoff is about 6 or 7 months. So you do have an added benefit by using the home equity line of credit, but the program is still just as robust with that checking and savings account as your vehicle as an offset account. So let's look at the checking and savings method. It's just the reverse of utilizing the equity line. You're going to get your checking account and your savings account. You're going to get a paycheck. The program's going to say this is how much money you need to pay your bills. The rest of it, we want you to put it into savings, which builds your saving balance. You're going to get another paycheck. The program's going to say, okay, I know how much money we need for these. Let's do another strategic allocation or funds transfer. And now we have enough money in the savings account that the program says, okay, I can generate a funds transfer, look at all the debts individually and simultaneously, and tell me to pay the money here. What a simple system to follow. It does all of the heavy lifting for you. I've been with this company now going on almost 20 years, and I have never been associated with a product that I feel as confident about offering to family and friends as I do this product. And you all know offering to family and friends is always the hardest people to offer it to, because you want to make sure it works the way it is represented. And I can tell you, working with this program as long as I have never, not once, seen a client that set up the program, used it correctly, and updated that did not achieve the results that were at least on that analysis. And in fact, I've never had a client set up the program, use the program, and see the effectiveness that ever wanted a refund on this product. This product works. You're backed up by science with this product. We are the first company with an interactive debt elimination program. We connect over 13,000 banks and lenders to solely download your transactions to the program. We do not move your money. We do not pay your bills. You cannot access your bank through the program. The connectivity is to be able to download your transactions to the program. At that point, you would just verify the transactions and integrate them into the Money Max account program. We're web-based for connectivity and security. Lifetime program updates at no charge. So as we move into version 5.4, version 6, version 6.5, version 7, those are all free updates. You don't have to pay an additional dollar amount. You don't have to get new updates to your computer to handle it, because again, it's web-based. Mathematical engines driven by complex banking algorithms and systems. The reality with our program is this: there is no magic. It's just math. But I am here to tell you there is a little bit of magic with it, and that magic is seeing your finances in your face every day. The way people learn about their finances, about using this program, see our site for some testimonials from people that we have people that come into this that are barely getting by paycheck to paycheck. But I do need to say this. If you are spending more money than you earn, you do not need a program. You need counseling, and you need to bring your spending under control. If you are upside down spending more money than you make, this program will not work for you. United Financial Freedom offers live client support, live chat, live training, online video tutorials, online blog, and continuing education for the life of the program. Once you purchase the program, you own it for life. With over $19 million in investment costs, we own the program, we own our building, and we are a privately held company. There is no company out there that has that much money invested in their debt elimination program. In fact, my research tells me that no one has an interactive GPS system. Everyone out there touting a program that does what ours does is nothing more than a static, flat spreadsheet. It does not act with you. So I think results speak for themselves, but I need to ask a question to everyone out there listening to this presentation. And if you are listening to this for the first time and you are considering this as a program that would work for you, how many families do you think need the message and our product of debt elimination and good stewardship of your money? Do you want to be an emissary for life change? Because this product is changing and has changed lives, not only for the individuals that purchase the program and utilize it, but for our agents as well that come on board. How many families do you want to help? How many people do you know that are in debt that could use relief? But at the end of the day, as of January 28th, 2020, we've helped our clients pay off $2,038 million of principal. That does not take into consideration how much interest they've saved in the long run, those clients. That does not take into account investments that they may have made by freeing up the money they needed to be able to set up for their retirement, to be able to set up investment accounts. Maybe it's buying a second or third or fourth property. This number right here is principal debt reduction removed from the books. I could not be more proud of a company. I could not be more proud of a product. We are on a mission, if we all work together as a team, to convert your debt into wealth and to buy America back one family at a time. So my advice to you is that achieving your goals begins with debt elimination. Ask the UFF agent who invited you to hear this presentation to run your free savings report. Your free savings report will look like this, and just let the numbers do the talking. I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening for the Money Max account presentation presented by United Financial Freedom. Have a good day.